Hey nomads, today we want to tell you about Fuchu, one of the most underrated areas of Tokyo. Fuchu is located on the west side of Tokyo, only 20 minutes by express train from Shinjuku. Here you can get a real feel for Tokyo residential life, while visiting some points of interest you can't see anywhere else. What I love about Fuchu is it looks and feels like a typical Japanese suburb, but then surprises you with remnants of the past that coexist with daily modern life. Take this 600-meter Zelkova-lined street, just 2 minutes walk from Fuchu Station. This tunnel of greenery leads to Okuni Tallmadge Shrine and is a result of Japan's military history. Military commanders who came to Fuchu to pray for victory at the shrine began donating saplings here in the 11th century as a means of showing gratitude for their victories. More than 100 Zelkova trees are still here today, and the whole street was designated a National Natural Monument back in 1924. At the end of the street is the city's crown jewel, Okuni Tallmadge. It's an incredible 1,900 years old and is one of Tokyo's 5 major shrines. It's designated as a National Historical Site due to the remnants of the provincial government office found on the grounds and on the east side of the shrine, dating back to around 1,000 to 1,300 years ago. There were approximately 60 such offices across Japan and were centers of politics, administration, culture, and finance. The fact that the center for the Musashi province was placed in Fuchu says a lot about the importance of this city in Japan's history. The long and grand walkway to the entrance and the various smaller shrines dotted around the spacious grounds gives a sense of stillness and creates pockets of private worship around every corner. This is the Women's Shrine. Plaques, known as ema, are placed in prayer by expectant mothers and in gratitude for those who have safely welcomed a new child.
今度は赤ちゃんを抱いてる人もいます。これは無事に生まれましたよっていう。これちょっと珍しいですよね。水をこうすくうんですけど穴が開いてます。楽にすくえる。でもまあ水が流れてしまう。でまあ楽にお産ができるように。Which means like you can it's really easy. So it means like a safe delivery. 元気な赤ちゃんが生まれますようにっていう。でこれは神社で買います。この穴は自分で開けます。まあ府中の人でもなかなかここ通ってても知らない人が多いんですけど、とても珍しいものです。
In Japan, we call this a power spot, a place where you can mentally and spiritually power up, rejuvenating your mind, body, and soul. On weekends and holidays, you can visit the Treasure House, which houses important historical artifacts and religious items.
これは神社は1900年ぐらい歴史があるっていうんですが、そういうことを書いた書類ですね。ここにあるのがですね、暗闇祭りという一番大きなお祭りで使われているおみこしと太鼓です。
Look at how ornate these are. These drums are huge.
すごい。はい、重さが2750キロって書いてありますね。
Those keen to visit more religious sites can head to Anji Temple. The temple originated in the 14th century and is one of those unassuming gems. Guarded by carved neo-guardians, the temple is also home to tiered rows of Jizo statues with woolen hats and pinwheels. They are protectors of children and unborn babies, guiding children to the afterlife in the case of miscarriage. One of the highlights is this annex with large lanterns illuminating the center of the room. The main temple has a tomb out the back, including a dedication to the famous 14th century samurai Ashikaga Takauji.
ここからはちょっと神聖な場所なんで息をしてはダメです。センター、高氏。エンブレムも高氏の丸に。Nice one. That area. Yeah. Oh.
Cumoh Shrine looks like any other small shrine, but it's hiding a pretty big secret. Peer around the back and you'll find this absolutely fascinating ancient tomb with a unique square base and domed roof. Nobody knows who was laid to rest here, but we can imagine they must have been someone important for such a grand structure to be made for them. One artifact was found during the excavation, this metal sword guard.
This is the same size that they found.
You can learn more about it at the on-site museum and even enter a replica of the tomb itself, so you can imagine what it is like inside. It's quite a confined space in here. That's why they only allow 5 people to enter at a time. We have to take these flashlights and wear helmets because the ceiling is very low in parts. You can continue your look into pastimes at the Fuchu Kyodo no Mori Museum. There's an indoor museum with interesting historical and cultural displays, and an open-air museum where you can see some fine examples of traditional Japanese architecture, as well as buildings influenced by Western design. The grounds are peaceful and expansive. Those who also have Japanese tea on their list of things to experience in Japan can visit a functioning tea house to partake in freshly prepared matcha. Did you know that Fuchu is home to not 1 but 2 professional rugby teams? The Toshiba Brave Lupus and the Suntory Sun Goliaths. Fuchu is where England and France will have pre-tournament camps in the lead up to the Rugby World Cup, which Japan will be hosting in 2019. We visited the clubhouse of the Suntory Sun Goliaths to see how they're gearing up for the World Cup.
Please welcome to the rugby city Fuchu here. There's a lot of nature and sports rugby here. So please welcome anytime we open the clubhouse. Thank you.
お疲れ様です。
G'day guys, my name's Joe Wheeler. I'm from New Zealand originally, but been with the Suntory Sun Goliaths now for 3 seasons. Based here in Fuchu, so we call ourselves Rugby City here, so look forward to seeing you all here next year for the Rugby World Cup. Yeah, mate. Cheers guys.
Those wanting to continue the rugby theme can head over to Cafe Plus 64, owned by the captain of the Japanese national rugby team, MacLeod, who originally hails from New Zealand, and his Japanese wife, Satomi. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having us.
Do you know the menu?
Liam Messan played for all of us before.
This he's...
He introduced
Oh really? This is recommendation. Oh. So it says original recipe. Yeah, that looks good too.
The cafe has a real down-under vibe, and in addition to the Avo Smash, serves items like the Kiwi Big Brekkie, meat pies, and flat whites. Before leaving, we had to ask Satomi-san where the name Cafe Plus 64 came from. Fuchu also has a wealth of options for traditional Japanese cuisine. From Japanese-style ramen, I decided to get cold ramen because it's really, really hot today. Doesn't this look tasty? To local izakaya serving up tasty specialty menus. They have some really unique flavors here. This one is pork and cheese, pork and asparagus, pork and shiso. So many interesting combinations. To upscale individual course menu izakaya. Those wanting to go shopping for daily essentials can check out the Great Tokyo Wholesale Center.
こちらはですね、約50年前にオープンしました。もともとは一般の方が入れないプロの方、お店の方やそういうところが入れるマーケットだったんですよ。でも20年前ぐらいから一般のお客さんも入れるようにしました。そういう一般の方を受け入れるようになった最初の市場ということで、結構有名というか。豆乳の味
どうですか？
新鮮
The fresh, yeah.
There are also opportunities to go Japanese beer and sake tasting. What do you guys think of this one?
Hold on. Oh, that's different.
Yeah, they are really changing as you go up.
Right? This one's quite sweet, isn't
This
it?
is sweet, yeah. Sweeter, much sweeter than the other ones. Yeah.
Fuchu also has regular festivals, so even if you miss their biggest one, the Kurayami Matsuri, or the Darkness Festival in early May, there are lots of other interesting events to enjoy throughout the year. This is the Sumomo Matsuri, or the Japanese Plum Festival, where naturally there are opportunities to buy and sample this summer fruit. This is the line for the Sumomo Kakigori. You don't usually find this flavor anywhere else, so no wonder it's very popular at this festival. Wow, look at this. You even get a whole sumomo on top. There are also other interesting displays like this Tameshigiri demonstration. Tameshigiri literally means test cut. Tatami that has been soaked in water overnight is used and is said to mimic the thickness and density of human limbs. And if you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of Fuchu's mascot character, Fuchu Koma. Fuchu really is a destination packed full of surprises. It somehow manages to be both typical and unusual at the same time. And at only 20 minutes from downtown Shinjuku, it's the perfect place to base yourself for your Tokyo exploration. So that's a wrap from here in Fuchu. We hope that you enjoyed this little introduction into some of the things to see and do here. We do hope you'll pay a visit on your next trip to Tokyo, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!